Hey, good evening. It's Friday, July 17th. Good to have you tonight. As we start winding down the week, as things seem, again, more chaotic and you think it's not going to get any crazier, and it does, I'm reminded why we wrote this little book for Shepherd Press, When Life Turns Upside Down. And chapter here, we'll read a portion of it to you about the importance of the gospel. That in all the unrest and upset that's happening around us, whether it's because of COVID or whatever else, our hope is the gospel. The gospel is our anchor. How is the gospel an anchor in a pandemic or in an earthquake? Christians die just as easily as everyone else. Exactly. Upside down events point to the common ground that we all share as humans. We all die. We are all vulnerable to sickness, injury, and loss. The gospel adds the missing, unseen dimension to the trauma of life-altering events, like what's happening today. As we saw in our previous chapter, the unseen realities are even more secure and more certain than what we can see and perceive with our own senses, with our own eyes. We need the lens of the gospel to access the unseen dimension. This is what provides the ability to hope when challenges are looming all around us. We will still know grief, but as Paul tells us and reminds us, our grief is not like the world around us. Those who have no hope do not have the hope of the gospel. Once again, the Psalms provide the perspective to make the gospel that anchor that will keep us secure and right side up. A huge component to remaining stable is knowing the peace of gratitude. Psalm 103 shows the importance and power of the gratitude. If you are not overflowing with gratitude to God for the goodness that He gives to you in Christ, He will only be like a Santa Claus to you, someone you get things from, but not someone you serve, not someone you honor, and not someone you praise. You see, He forgives all our iniquity. He heals all our diseases. He redeems our life from the pit. He crowns you with faithful love and compassion. He satisfies you with good things. Your youth is renewed like the eagles. You see, rather than being irrelevant, the gospel is everything that we need. It's what holds us together in these times of uncertainty. We are secure in Christ. And that's the peace that we need. It's the peace that all those around us need. If you're facing sickness, you need the hope of the gospel. If you want to encourage someone who's sick, they need the hope of the gospel. If you want to see someone that's struggling with injustice, the gospel is for them. There is no better remedy than the gospel. It's what puts everything into perspective. This is what God calls us to. Trust Him. Make the gospel real. Make it your anchor this night. Rest well, knowing that truth. Good night.